Welcome, class. Let's talk about the web. The web is a vast network of connected computers. What do we use websites for? Early on, researchers used websites to share their research. But now, everybody uses it for pretty much everything. Maybe you use a social network to chat with your family, a photo sharing website for sharing photos, or a news website to figure out what's going on in the world right now. So, what's your favorite website? Actually, I have a better question. What website do you wish existed but doesn't yet? Maybe a website about yourself or something you love. The cool thing is, you can program a website yourself. Start brainstorming what you want to build because you'll be able to do it soon enough. First, let's back up and clear some terminology. What is the web exactly? It's a bunch of connected computers that have websites. When a computer is connected to the web and spitting out a website, we call that computer a server because it's serving the website. A website is written in three languages: HTML for marking up the website content, CSS for styling it, and JavaScript for making it interactive. How do users like you actually see the websites? You use an app dedicated for website browsing like Chrome, Firefox, or Internet Explorer. You must be using that browser from some sort of device, like a laptop or phone. We call those devices clients. There's a lot more to learn about the web, but I think it's time for us to start writing some HTML and CSS and make our own web pages. So what is HTML? It stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's not a programming language. It's a markup language, which means it describes content and structure. It focuses on the meaning of things and adds content to what the coder is describing. So let's look at the text editor we'll be using. I personally like Sublime Text. I think it's a good text editor, and I recommend it. It's available for free on both Mac and Windows. So right now, this is our HTML file. It's blank, but we have to start somewhere. So our HTML file is blank right now. Let's look at what our website would look like. Our project is a blank page. That's because we don't have any lines. We don't have any code written in our HTML file. So let's write some code. So to write HTML, we write what we call HTML tags. A very common HTML tag is called the P tag. The P tag means paragraph. So let's write a paragraph. This is a paragraph. You can write anything you want, but this is what I'm going to write. This is a paragraph. So this is a paragraph. Let's go to our web page. See? It's not blank anymore. It's showing this line of text called "This is a paragraph." Oh, by the way, if you're wondering how I got to our page, it's because I saved our HTML file in a directory. You just have to find your HTML file in a directory and then drag that file into this web page. I named it our project.html. So if you just drag our project.html into your browser, it shows you what your HTML file will look like as a web page. So now we have a paragraph. And we can make another paragraph called, this is a second paragraph. So now we have two paragraphs, but it's essentially the same thing. We're using the same P tags. Let's show you another tag. I'm going to use the strong tag. What it does is makes a word bolder. That means thicker. So let's make the second paragraph strong. If you pay attention, you will notice that this word is bolded. And that's because we use the strong tag here. But these are very common text. A p tag is in HTML considered a block element, but another block element is called the h1 tag, which h stands for header. So let's make a header tag. So this is a header, and let's compile it. You notice it's much larger, right? This is very convenient for making titles. So our project is called header. Some very commonly used HTML elements are the lists. There's two kinds of lists, the unordered lists and the ordered lists. And each type of list has li tags, which are list items. Let's make an unordered list. So an unordered list, we use the ul tag like this. And if we want to make list items, we use the li tag. I'm going to call the first item, item 1. And the second item, I'm going to call it item 2. So now we have 2 items in our unordered list. Let's compile it. It shows like this with bullet points, item 1 and item 2. Now after this, let's make an ordered list. So an ordered list is going to look very similar to an unordered list in its code, but the difference is we use the OL instead of UL. So it looks something like this. Let's compile it. You see, when the unordered list, it's bulleted, but the ordered list, it's numbered. But let's do something pretty cool. We're going to nest 2 lists together. You can do that. So I'm going to nest our ordered list into the unordered list. To do that, I just have to move our unordered list. Going to move it right between list item 1 and item 2. And I'm going to rename the items in the inner list to sub-items. So I have sub-item 1 and sub-item 2. This is what our code looks like right now. And I hope you guys have something similar like this, so you can try it on your own. Alright, so let's compile. Isn't this cool? You see, we have our outer list item 1, but then we have our sublist, the ordered list, sub-item 1 and sub-item 2, and then we have item 2. So yeah, if you guys need help on this, just let me know, alright? So, something very cool in websites is links, hyperlinks. We can do this here. We use what is called the A tag. The A tag has an href reference. In this quotes, between these quotes, this is where you put the website you want to navigate to. What's a website you like to use? I know some websites I like to use are DeviantArt or Wikipedia. But let's look at DeviantArt. See, I just copied the link for deviantart.com. I'm going to insert it here. So now we have the A tag with href. href is assigned https://www.deviantart.com. And let's type in DeviantArt here. So we'll have text shown on our webpage. Alright, so now let's look at our webpage. Refresh. Isn't this cool? Look, we have DeviantArt on our webpage. Let's click on it and see what it does. It took us to deviantart.com. Alright, let's go back. The last thing I want to show you is an image tag. So you would like images on your webpage, right? Let's do that. An image tag is a self-enclosing tag, which means it's a tag on its own. It doesn't have a closing tag. So in the source, that's where you put the address of your image. I'm going to insert an image of myself. So let's take a look at what our web page looks like. Oh, hey, look, it's me. You know, you can do this too with your own picture. All right, that was a lot I gave you guys. So you know a lot now. You know how to make a header, paragraphs, order lists, and unordered lists. You know how to use a hyperlink and an image. So with what you know now, go ahead and build something cool with this knowledge. Hey, thanks for following along. Take care, guys.